Good evening, everybody. So today is the 8th episode of the Sunday Night Report. So in Sunday Night Report, if you are new here, we cover the latest Legends of Runeterra news, interesting stuff, tips, tricks, memes, and everything under the sun. So I will be covering all these things, and there will also be updates on the channel and also things that I'm interested in as well. But all of these things that are not Legends of Runeterra will be at the end of the video. But first thing first, let's just look at interesting news. The most interesting thing that I've seen so far this week is this. Have y'all seen this on Reddit? I mean, this is crazy, you know. I say crazy a lot, but this is definitely as crazy as it sounds. Honorary collection. Fist bump for legends who makes Runeterra a better place. And this is an actual cardback. And what this says, right, because I can read Chinese, what this says is it's a limited edition cardback. And a Riot developer actually commented on it. How do you get this cardback? This cardback that is not sold in the stores. And this is what they say. Comment by Riot, then cast, you know. Seems to be data mine cardback. I'm willing to think it's a playtester Rioter exclusive or something. So this is what the poster thinks it is, but what Riot then cast said, you don't have to data mine, you can go to your collection and filter to legacy and you can see it too. So I haven't really checked it, but maybe y'all can try this out. And this is what it says. Think of it as something like the Fist Bump Ward skin in League or Fist Bump Gun Buddy in Valorant. A gift Rioters will be able to send to players they have a positive interaction with, but that's not quite ready yet. So this is something that's interesting. How are you able to give? How are you able to determine positive interaction in Legends of Runeterra, right? I mean, all my interactions are always just, I suppose, neutral. No, I mean, because you can't chat with one another, it makes it very difficult, isn't it? And you're not on the voice channel at all. There's no voice talking to one another because it's not Valorant. I mean, I suppose in Valorant you can hear each other talk, but in a card game, how does that work? Do they give it to streamers only or content creators? I'm not very sure, but if you look at this cardback, I'm still not quite sure about this cardback, whether is it good looking or not. I mean, on first look, I think it's a little too plain to my liking. But the fact that it's limited edition makes me want it. Yeah. And this is perfect for any kind of completionist, isn't it? If you want to complete your entire cardback collection, you can do that as well. I don't know who does that. Maybe if you have a lot of money to throw at Riot and you really love this game, you will buy all of the cardback, right? So this might be perfect for you. But this would be very cool, just having this cardback and nobody has it. I think that's the coolest part, and just playing with this cardback. Yeah. So hopefully they let us know how we can obtain this. I mean, he mentioned how we can obtain this, but is there any kind of like, how are they going to, like, the concrete steps to go around doing it? Even though they say it's positive interaction, but how does it work in Legends of Runeterra? But anyway, let's just move on to the meta review. So it's always good to look at the meta. I mean, all of us here are just casual players, isn't it, right? I mean, if you're a master rank player, thanks for watching. But we are all casual players who are looking for very strong decks. And if you look at this, right, let's make it bigger, because, you know, I'm old, I'm blind, I can't see anything. Okay, please make it big. Okay, cool. So I'm going to be conscious of what you are seeing on the screen, so that my face don't cover any of these things. So the meta review April 12th. So that's like about 6 days ago, but I think it's still very relevant here. So you can see that the pie chart here is that the largest percentage is 10%. Let's just ignore others, because others you can't tell what it is, right? It's just all those random decks. But it's Spider Aggro. And while I was filming yesterday, I faced tons of Spider Aggro. My first 4 games are already Spider Aggro. Some variations of it. And you can see that the win rate is not too bad, 54%. I mean, there are others that are 54% as well. Aggro Draven, and the rest is like Nightfall and J4, Shen, TL Control. And I mean, Spider Aggro is the easiest to craft for sure. It's the easiest to play and the most affordable when it comes to crafting it. And I mean, of course, everybody is playing it right now, and it's the fastest because compared to all these other decks, right? Like discard aggro is also quite fast. I'm quite sure it's faster than spider aggro, but discard aggro is not as straightforward as spider aggro, I feel. I mean, because it's discarding, I think the discarding mechanic can be a little bit challenging, especially for me. Not sure what kind of cards I need to discard. Sometimes it's quite clear because there are some cards on your hand that is meant to be discarded so that you can summon it to the battlefield. But it can still be quite challenging, you know. But spider aggro is straightforward, idiot proof. It's a very high ceiling, but there's a low entry level. I mean, you can play blindly and you can still win to some extent. So, but anyway, the biggest thing about this is that it's annoying to play against them, and if you are looking for a deck to kind of like deal with this annoying spiders, you can consider a few decks here. Generally, mid-range or control decks can do quite well against spider aggro, because spider aggro, even though they have a lot of aggressive creatures here, but they do not have as much burn damage as compared to burn aggro or something. And as long as you destroy the spiders, you are all good. And in this case, if you can't destroy the spiders, at least burning them, at least like, you know, healing yourself up or denying all these burn spells is also quite good as well. And having some creatures to out-trade these spiders are very important. That's what a mid-range deck does well. So in this case, J4 Shen is generally quite a good matchup, I think, against spider aggro because of how good you are able to trade against these spiders. These spiders are generally very weak, and your creatures are somewhat stronger by a little, and you also have a lot of barriers and combat buffs that can really allow your creatures to survive and out-trade the spiders. PL control, which is Trundle Lysandra control, is very useful here, even though they do not have any creatures early on, but they have tons of removals, massive AoE removals, Ice Shards, Avalanche, Blighted Ravine. All this is very useful to destroy all the spider aggro, because everything in spider aggro is 3, most of it is 2 health, right? Or less. I mean, occasionally you have your Elise, which is like 3 health, but PL control I think absolutely wrecks spider aggro. Other cards, I mean, Deep can be quite difficult against spider aggro. I'm not quite sure about this Deep deck. Is this a pure Nautilus deck without Maokai? Not very sure, but usually in a pure Nautilus deck, you're not really running any kind of removals there, so doesn't really do so well. Aside from that, Aggro Draven is not too bad. Aggro Draven has tons of removals that can deal with spider aggro. But spider aggro, if you're looking to climb rank fast, yeah, in Iron, Silver, Gold, what is after that? Yeah, whatever there's after that. It's like, I mean, Iron, Silver, Gold is quite a good spot where you can play spider aggro. You can win to some you can win quite quickly because you win and you lose fast. And because the LP you gain is much higher than the LP you lose, over the course of your gameplay, you are definitely going to rank all the way up very easily. Because you can lose 60% of the time, but you win 40% and you still get to rank up at the end of the day. And that's that. That's my thoughts on it. And this is also quite useful as well. I'm going to include this in the description below. You can see that how these different decks fare against one another. You can see spider aggro against J4 and Shen. Okay, so I might be kind of wrong here, but I'm not quite sure how you read it left to right. So you versus J4 Shen is 60%. You versus, yep, okay, so J4 Shen I might be wrong here, but what is clearly correct is Lysandra Trundle because of the amount of removals, AoE removals they have, and also Aggro Draven here. So this is quite clear. Yep. But you can clearly see that it beats, it wrecks deep decks. Yep. Yeah, and that's that. So let's ignore the J4 Shen thing that I just said. Okay, so this is what it is. So just follow this. The statistics are never wrong, but I will be wrong, so that's fine. But anyway, let's just move on. Let's just see whether are there anything interesting here. Yep, I think it's kind of sad. Ionia really needs something great here, including P and Z. Personally, it's kind of sad to see that these two regions are kind of like relegated to being spell support. I mean, it's like you always use this region to splash spells. You don't really use these regions to like play creatures, right? So I mean, that's that. I can see that what is the worst, least popular region. Yeah, Ionia is the least popular along with Bilgewater. I mean, previously Bilgewater was quite popular because of all its like pilfered good stuff, like that allows you to steal cards. But that might be a bit too toxic, that's why. But people kind of forgotten it, you know. I think once it kind of phases out of the meta. Yeah, so let's move on to the last piece of news. This is not exactly news, but this is interesting. I'm just wondering what are your thoughts on the new free emote that celebrates Riot's Legends of Runeterra's first anniversary. I didn't know it copies Leonardo DiCaprio's some movie, you know, like this meme. But this looks absolutely annoying. This can be the new BM, I feel. But I feel that Braum is still the epitome of BM. It's annoying when people throw Braum at the last minute. That's the worst. It's like it catches you off guard. And it's like it just kind of like stabs you in the back, you know. It doesn't give you any lead out at all. That's the worst kind of people. They just bomb you with that at the end of the game. Yeah. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see how this progress. Like whether is this gonna become a BM or not. This doesn't have that exaggerated kind of emotions like Braum, but it still feels a bit like this is like the dumb BM kind of, yeah, this is dumb look of Garen, and he's like kind of chuckling at you. That's the worst. But let's just see where this goes. I'm interested in seeing that. So I think that's the end of all the Legends of Runeterra news I want to share. If you're interested in hearing further about channel updates and things I'm interested in, please stay on. I mean, you're welcome to do that. This is not just about sharing Legends of Runeterra news, but it's a way for me to kind of personally engage with you guys, with my subscribers, because I don't stream at all. I do not have time to do that. I have a full-time job, and this is like a good replacement for me to just talk at length and for me to train myself, because I can't imagine streaming for like even for 2 hours straight or 4 hours and keep and talking. I don't think I can do that. It's like just this, right? 20 minutes, it kills me, really. It kills me. Yeah. So, but anyway, the channel update itself, we are very close to reaching 1000, and I'm very happy. I mean, the last I saw is 987. The growth is slow because the views are not coming in as much, but there's still growth, and I'm still happy. And I'm just thankful for all of you guys for watching the videos. I just started watching them. Okay, so since the creation of the channel, I haven't watched my videos at all. So if something goes wrong, I don't even know. I might watch it on my laptop before I post it, but I never watch it on YouTube itself. And I recently watched it and I realized there's a lot of issues there. Like the image resolution is not good enough. Like at 720p, that's where most of the people who watches it on, right? Like when there's too much animation, my webcam becomes very like pixelated. So this is something that I can't control. I try to change the resolution and all these things, but I see the latest deep deck that I released, right? Still a little bit pixelated, but this is like a limitation of my computer, you know. I'm not using a desktop, I'm using a laptop, and it's not, the graphics card, the encoding is not good enough. And hopefully, I mean, in the future, the ad revenue is not going to be a lot. It's like a few dollars only. But if you are kind enough and if you all want to really support this vision of helping the community and just spreading positivity, y'all can always just donate, because all of this doesn't go to my pocket at all. I mean, it's like it goes towards the channel, and I've been using my own money to pay for all these kind of things, and having somebody to support this channel will be to help offload all this load, you know, to help support this is very good. It's very useful here, so we can actually kind of speed up the process, create more videos, create more quality looking videos, and I mean, I think generally asking for money is like kind of an action that is being scorned at, and just people just doesn't like it. But I mean, for the sake of the vision of the channel, for the sake of being positive and providing more positive content and impacting the community, I feel that I need to do that. I suppose you have to make sacrifices and just take that kind of shit. But anyway, you guys have been very supportive, and I haven't really heard anybody complaining, so that's that. And I think another issue with the video was that I realized the sound quality is not that great. It's a very echoey. I listen, when I listen on it on laptop, it doesn't sound that echoey, but when I listen on my phone, right, it sounds echoey. Maybe it's something with my laptop. And I can hear when I compare it with Swim's video, it's like you can clearly see that his mic is better than my mic is like trash. And I made a stupid mistake here where I've been filming with my fan like on to the max because it's damn hot, and right now I'm on to the lowest, so there's still some wind and air, but it's like it's damn hot right now, and I can't do this, you know. It's like I will be sweating like shit when I record. But I thought it's like after I done some audio manipulation, you can't hear that, but it's still there. So I think that was kind of dumb. I think the problem have been there since the release of the new set. You can hear it in every single video. You can hear the fan rattling at the back whenever I speak. So hopefully this improves. I think I will just gonna bite the bullet and record and just record all the videos with my fan just turned all the way down. I mean fan, not the laptop fan, but the physical fan, because in Singapore the weather is always hot and it's very uncomfortable, you know, trying to record in this crazy heat, you know. But for the sake of the videos, to make it better, to make it crystal clear, because the mic is really shit, I mean I need to make these changes. And I don't know, maybe if I get a pay raise or something at work, I'm trying to get a better mic. I mean, I don't want to wait so long and wait for the ad revenue to come in, because the ad revenue, the first few times it's gonna be like $1 or $2, 1 year $12. That's not enough, right? But I think for the sake of the channel, I mean, it was never about popularity. It's about you guys, and I just want to give you all better audio so you can hear my sexy voice better, you know. But that's that. And last thing is Winter Soldier and Falcon. I'm not sure whether you guys watch it, but you can always torrent it, right? You don't have to get Disney Plus. It's insane. I really love the show. It feels like a 6-episode movie, and it being 6 episodes allows them to delve into a lot of interesting topics about race, about how the reality of superheroes, you know, that it's not always like roses and like glamour and fame and all these things. There are more subtle stuff, they are more realistic, that a hero faces. They are not getting paid, I suppose. They are just contract workers, and when they save the world, they don't get paid. So that is interesting. And it's just a deep dive into it, and it's interesting to see, you know, how Captain America, like who is taking out the mantle, how everybody is trying to get the shield, because, you know, the shield are in the wrong hand and all these kind of things, you know. It's so interesting to see like the repercussions of Captain America dying. And that is something that I think Spider-Man failed to explore, you know, the movie. The Spider-Man movie was great, like it explored a little bit of Iron Man's death, but being in a season that has 6 episodes, it allows them to explore the deeper emotional part, which is very nice. But anyway, that's that, and thanks for watching. So stay tuned. I think by the next week we should hit 1K, I hope, and I'll be releasing an update video for you guys. So thank you.